When I ask you guys to move a graph left and right, I'm going to refer to it as the phase shift. All right, the phase shift. So you'll start seeing that word here, phase shift, horizontal shift, moving it left and right. Okay, if I want it up and down, I'll say vertical. All right. Let me just remind you what you guys learned last year in Algebra 2A. You probably did x squared, which is a parabola. And then whoever your teacher was probably put a plus or a minus, a number inside the parenthesis. Inside. If the number is inside the parenthesis, that means I'm going to move it left and right. But do you guys remember the rule for that? Like if I put -4 here, this graph's going to move where, right or left? It's actually going to move to the right. I know you think -4, you think it would go in the negative direction to the left, but it's opposite. All right, it actually goes 4 to the right. Take a look. So there's my original one, 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the right. Okay, so again, if it's inside the parenthesis, it's moving left and right. If it's minus, it's going to be to the right. If it's plus, it'll move to the left. What if it's on the outside? Come on. Upper, that's what we've been working. That's your vertical shift if it's on the outside. All right, let's go through this. I don't go through. I know there's only 4 questions. I don't want to go through them too quick. All right, so write a new function for me, g of x, where this graph here, 2 sine x plus 3, is going to be shifted to the right 4 units. Shifted to the right. So now you're, okay, now you're telling me right and left. So I now know amplitude, not affected. Sine curve. Now because you're telling me to go right, something's going to go inside the parenthesis. And it's just not x anymore. I want to go to the right 4 units. And I kind of already gave that away on my calculator. Cooper, right 4 units. What do I want to put inside? -4. And it's still +3 on the outside. So now not only am I going to move it to the right 4, that +3 tells me what? I'm going to move it right 4 up 3, the whole graph. And again, good news today, guys. I'm not going to ask you to graph something that I shift left and right. All right, for 2, give me the amplitude, period, phase shift, vertical shift for that equation. The only thing new is the phase shift. We should know where the amplitude is. We should know how to find period and the vertical shift. Here we go, Vinny. Amplitude of this graph, 3. It's the number on the outside. Period. I cannot get from the graph. I cannot get from the equation. I'd given you guys a formula, this entire unit to work with. Patrick, what's that formula for period? There you go. And we called B our frequency, and it's still up there. There's still a frequency up there. Might look a little different, but it's still up there. See where it is at all, Isabella, the frequency? It's the 2/3, yep. So 2 pi divided by 2/3. And then once you keep, multiply, and flip, Brianne, what's it become with the period? 3 pi. Nice job. Good. So that's nothing new. Okay, phase shift now. Phase shift, where am I moving it, left or right, and how many units? And I'll just denote it as little PS, phase shift. So I look inside the parenthesis, move it left or right, how many units? What do you got, Matt? Left or right first, Matt? What? Oh, I don't know. You got a 50-50 shot, right? You say both. I guess you're correct. What's inside the parenthesis? Subtraction, right? So I go the opposite. The rule go to the opposite. So I'm going to go right. How many units? Pi units. Yep. And then you got your vertical shift. Megan, where's that? Up 4. It's always on the outside. Any questions from you guys? Go ahead, let me see you write the equation for 3 then. A sine curve reflected over the x-axis, horizontal shift of pi over 2 to the right, and then we're going 3 up. See what you got for me. You don't even have to worry about amplitude or frequency here. Got this one here, Braid? Whatever you got, give it to me. We'll adjust it as needed. Okay, hold on. I want to talk to your classmates while you give me this. Why the negative out in front? There you go. Everyone good? Reflected over the x-axis. That's where that negative comes from. Keep going there, stud. Negative sign. You got the minus. You got the pi over 2. You just got to write it as, ready? X minus pi over 2. All right? In parentheses. Make sure it's in parentheses, everybody. All right, so that's shifted to the right. And then what are you doing with the 3 units up? Questions from you guys? We all right? Other questions? All right, this last one, I just wanted to give you a little taste of where we're going the next 2 days. Because everything we've been doing, I'm going to throw into a word problem tomorrow. All right, and Thursday. All right, we always have to make it real life, right? The old Ferris wheel at the Navy Pier in Chicago. Anybody ever been there? Nope, me neither. It takes 7 minutes to make one full rotation. Hey, I want to just give you a taste of tomorrow. It has nothing to do with the problem we're going to solve, but anybody know what that 7 minutes represents in the problem? It takes 7 minutes to make one full rotation. That's another name for the how long it takes. How long? What do we talk about? How long? That's the period. Yes, that's the period, how long it takes. So 7 minutes here would be the period. Not that, I know it has nothing to do today, but tomorrow, that's what I'm going to ask you guys to do, is to pick off these out of the equation. Okay, so it can be the height can be modeled by this long, intimidating equation, but that's not intimidating to us anymore. We know what each number represents, I think. What's the car's minimum height? Don't let the length of the equation freak you out and intimidate you. It should not. Minimum height. Ready? You know how we do this. Before I shifted it, what did it go up and down to? Before I shifted this graph, what did it go up and down to? 70 and negative 70. Where did I get that value? From the amplitude. So it went from negative 70 to 70. And then I shifted it, what? Up 80. Left and right has nothing to do with it. Does not affect the minimum, left and right. All right, so I shifted it up 80. So the new minimum, 10. New maximum, 150. But what I was looking for what in the problem? The minimum height, which would have been 10. As intimidating that looks, guys, you know every single piece there. I got one more challenge question for you. What's the frequency of this equation? Frequency. 2 pi over 7. Yep. You guys know every piece. All right? Be confident. All right, now you guys are on your own. You can start the assignment that's on the bottom, which is out of the textbook, or go back. I would highly recommend going back and start doing a couple graphs at least. All right, whether it be from yesterday, you write your own equation from yesterday. All right, have Chromebooks out, please. Answer keys out. Whatever homework you're doing, last night's or tonight's. All right, have answer keys out, please. And I will be sitting with anybody who wants to work on any of the graphs or tonight's homework.